Greetings, everyone. Welcome to your message. This message may not resonate for everyone. It may be for one person in specific, one particular person, or nevertheless, it could have meaning to one specific person. Um, this involves three young ladies. Three young ladies. These these are these young ladies are they're at some type of gathering, some type of party or something, and they have a keg. A keg. For those of you who know what it's like, a beer keg. Um, with the and the keg has like different tubes in it that you can drink out of. Well, this is concerning a hazing. Um, there were two white females and one African American female, and they were forcing this African American female to drink. They were forcing her to drink, like literally forcing it down her throat. The keg. She didn't want to do it. She was very resistant in doing so, but uh, one girl was trying to hold her down, and as the other one had one arm, well, she had one arm on her, and one arm on her what is it, on her shoulder, and then but she was positioned. The girl was laying down, and then she positioned herself. She was on top of her, and she had the tube that was coming out of the cave, and she was forcing it down her throat, and the girl was resisting. She was fighting, and nevertheless, they were forcing her to partake of alcoholic substance, and her heart stopped at some point during this process. At some point during this, her heart stopped. She stopped moving. She stopped breathing. Everything just stopped. She just stopped, and the other girls, the two girls, they were frightened. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. They were frightened. And at that point, somehow it changed. Somehow the download, it just changed. Things changed. So her heart stopping, her heart rhythm stopped. So of course I had to talk to Spirit about the message, to get some answers and just a little bit more clarity. So I pulled the death card came out. The death card was the first card out. I asked Spirit to give me clarity on the situation. So, and the first thing that came out was death. So, as I stated, her heart did stop. And these girls, they were so frantic. They didn't know what to do. They was nervous. They were panicking. They were full of panic. So I feel as though this young lady has, it's a situation that could have been avoided. By listening to your discernment, your angels, listening to your angels. When discernment is the key, and when you know that something is out of pocket, or something is out of place, or something just does not feel right, there's an inner knowing of something just not feeling right, something is just not right. You know what I'm saying? You know what you know. Listen, because that message, that is your angel, your guide speaking to you and talking to you. And it could be a matter of life and a matter of death as well. It could be a matter of life and death. Very important that you stay in tune with your angel guides and your ancestors. Communication. Stand divinely covered and divinely protected. So, in knowing when to say when enough is enough. I know we all have been at the point where we have gotten, we have gotten those inklings and didn't listen to them and didn't pay them no mind. Nevertheless, it's something that is very important, and I have been there. Trust me, I have been there. I have been in a position where I did not, adhere to what was being told to me, and not listen. But it's very important. Listening is very important. Taking the time to listen and using your discernment in situations as such. I asked Spirit, what was the cause? What was the cause? Why would these young women, want to haze? This is a hazing gone. This is when hazing goes wrong. This was a literal hazing. They were hazing her. Something about her life. These women was envious of. These young ladies, these women, whatever you want to call them, they were envious of it. The card that came out was bravado. She was someone she was a warrior. This young lady was a warrior. She was a fighter. This is someone who spoke her truth. Hands-on spoke her truth. She was her bravery. She was very brave. I'm also getting from that. She was very outspoken. She was very outspoken. One of a kind. She was one of her kind, her own kind. She was very outspoken. This is someone who spoke her truth, and she stood up for what she believed. She knew how to fight. The fighting was in her. The fight fighting was in her. It's in her DNA. It's just something that's coded inside of her. You know, she could have. This is someone who she could have been a participant in her community. Someone who believed in things being done in a fair and a just manner. Things being done in a fair and a just manner. She knew the importance of having the right to stand up for what you believe in. This is someone who was she had leadership tendency. She could have been on a cheerleading team. Could be on a cheerleading team. Could have been on a cheerleading team. Oh, I know. I'm talking in past tense because her heart did stop. Now, needless to say, she could have maybe they got help in time. I don't know. The picture changed. The picture it just switched. The download switched. So, but this is someone who she could have been a cheerleader. She could have been a mother. Who knows? You know. I didn't know this young woman personally. I only know what was shown to me by spirit. The communication received by spirit. The download received by spirit. It was a hazing gone wrong. I feel as though if this young lady has if the transition, I feel like this is a message that she wanted to get out. She was trying to communicate. She was trying to communicate with this side. There's something that she wants to be known. About her transitioning. Something was not this is a situation that maybe there are answers that were not questions that were not answers. Things was unclear. Maybe things was left unclear. Maybe she didn't receive no justice. Maybe this is someone who I feel as though this is someone who has transitioned over and may not have gotten justice for what has happened to her. Maybe it was ruled something else. Maybe it was ruled something else. Maybe her cause of death was ruled something else when in actual reality it was a hazing. Someone was trying to get rid of her. Maybe it was because of her her, the fight that the fact that she maybe she knew something. Maybe she knew something. Maybe she knew something and said something, and they didn't like what she said. Because it says here that she was very brave. She was a warrior. She was a fighter. Maybe she was a Leo. Maybe she was someone who was a Leo. Maybe. Maybe she never got justice. Maybe they, again, ruled. I feel as though something was ruled opposite of what happened. What really happened. The truth about what really happened to her. It may have been a cover-up. I feel as though something was a cover-up. May have been a cover-up. Her death may have been a cover-up. Someone may have tried to cover it up, hide it. And she's doing everything within her means to communicate it, to bring it out, to reveal what really happened. Maybe it's one of those cold cases, unsolved murders, or unsolved, something that was left unsolved. Maybe it's a cold case. Maybe the case was open and closed. Maybe they ruled that she drunk herself to death. But that wasn't the case. That's a lie. That was a lie. If that was the case, that if they ruled that this young lady drunk herself to death, that's a lie. Those girls, those ladies, those whoever, those women, it was a hazing. They forced something down her throat. And her heart just stopped. Maybe maybe it was just so much alcohol to the point that her heart couldn't take it no more. Maybe it was something in the alcohol, a mixture mixed in with the alcohol that stopped her heart. Maybe it was a drug or something that stopped her heart and mixed in with the alcohol. Maybe who knows? Maybe she had a resistance or something to the alcohol. Maybe, who knows what her other underlying conditions were. What other illness that she may have had, and for someone to literally drink themselves to death, to the point that their heart stopped. Her heart stopped. I feel as though it was something that was done. It was done unjust. It was unjust, and I feel as though she's trying to reach out, and she wants the message out. She wants it to be known. She wants justice for her death. She wants to bring those women to justice. She wants clear she wants things to be just. And her angels and ancestors are making sure that she gets it. Again, this may be something that has been unresolved. But she wants it to be known what happened to her, because she's a fighter. She's a warrior. And she wants it to be known. So again, this message may not apply for everyone. But it's for someone out there. So until next time, ciao y'all.